All right, let's talk about stir fry. We're on a mission today to unlock one of the biggest secrets in home cooking. How you can get that incredible, smoky, super savory flavor you find in restaurants, but do it right in your own kitchen.
You totally know the feeling, right? You've got all the right ingredients, you're following the recipe to a T, but then you take that first bite and it's fine. It's good, but it's not that. It's missing that magic, that little something you just can't put your finger on.
Well, guess what? That magic actually has a name. It's called wok hei, and it literally translates to the breath of the wok. I mean, how cool is that? It's pretty much the holy grail for anyone who loves making stir fry. It's that incredible smoky aroma and that perfect charred flavor that just takes a simple dish and makes it unforgettable.
Yeah, wok hei, that's the difference. It's what separates a perfectly fine meal from that authentic, you can't stop thinking about it restaurant experience. That's the goal. That's what we're all chasing.
Okay, so if it's so great, why is this flavor so darn hard to get at home? Well, the problem, and you've probably guessed this already, it really starts with our equipment.
Okay, so take a look at these numbers. This is where it gets kind of crazy. The difference in power is just massive. A professional workstation, it's basically a jet engine, pumping out a wild amount of heat. Your stove at home, even cranked all the way up, is just a tiny fraction of that. We're talking about a huge heat deficit here. So on the surface, you'd think, well, that's it then. It's impossible. You just can't compete with that kind of raw firepower. But what if I told you the problem isn't actually the total power? What if it's all about how you use the heat you already have? What if there's a secret workaround?
And that's what this is all about. This is the core of it. We are going to use a little bit of science and a really clever restaurant trick to completely bridge that power gap.
So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If you don't have the BTUs, how in the world do you get the same effect? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple, and it's probably the absolute last thing you'd ever expect. The secret? It's water. I know, that sounds completely backwards. You're thinking, wait, won't water just cool the wok down? Won't it just steam everything instead of searing it? But here's the thing, when you use it the right way, it's the key to everything. So here's the science behind it. That's actually pretty cool. You get your wok screaming hot. I mean, really hot. Then, when you add just a tiny splash of water, it hits that hot metal and poof, it instantly vaporizes. This explosion of superheated steam wraps around the food, it atomizes the oils and sauces, and it flash cooks everything. It basically mimics that intense blast of heat from a restaurant stove. You're creating this little microenvironment of insane heat right in your pan.
Okay, so theory is one thing, but let's actually put this into practice. We're going to see how this works with a real recipe, a classic wok-fried noodle dish.
And we're keeping the ingredients super simple. Some egg noodles, prawns, some fresh bean sprouts for that great crunch, and a couple of key seasonings. Because really, the star of the show here is the technique, not some long, complicated list of ingredients.
Okay, so here's how it goes down. First off, having everything prepped, your mise en place, is absolutely non-negotiable. Seriously, everything has to be ready to go, because this whole thing cooks in a matter of seconds. You're going to superheat the wok, throw in your main ingredients, and then, this is it, you do the water splash. A quick toss with the last couple of things, and boom, you're done.
And let me just say this again, because it's so important. I cannot stress this enough. You have to get that wok smoking hot. This is the foundation of the whole technique. You literally need to see little wisps of smoke coming off the dry wok before a single thing goes in. Do not be shy with the heat. Your stove's highest setting is your absolute best friend here.
And then, this is the moment of truth. After you've tossed your main ingredients for just a few seconds, you add that small splash of water right around the edge of the wok. You're going to hear this huge, loud sizzle and see this massive plume of steam erupt. And that is the sound of wok hei being born.
So you can see, this is all about technique, right? Let's just break it down into a super simple checklist that you can take with you to the kitchen. Just remember these 3 things. Number 1, maximize your heat. Always. Crank it all the way up. Number 2, do not overcrowd the wok. If you do, the temperature plummets. Cook in batches if you have to. And number 3, use the steam hack. That little splash of water is your secret weapon. It's your ticket to that amazing smoky flavor.
So, the big takeaway here should be this. You can totally do this. You don't need to go out and spend thousands of dollars on some professional-grade stove. You just needed to know the secret. And now you do. You have the technique to create that incredible, unforgettable flavor all by yourself.
And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? If a trick this simple can unlock a flavor this complex, what other secrets are out there, hiding in plain sight? What other restaurant-quality dishes are just one tiny technique away from you perfecting them in your own kitchen? Definitely something to think about.